grateful for your friends when they show up for you, you know? Very grateful. My heart is full.
Ashraf Hakimi and Habiba Abouk became a focal point for debates following an unsuccessful attempt by the wife to lay claim on the footballer's fortune. Abouk, Hakimi's wife, had approached a court to fight for a divorce and to demand for over half of the player's assets as settlement. The 36-year-old filed for a divorce from the Paris Saint-Germain defender after a 24-year-old woman filed a complaint against the Paris Saint-Germain defender of sexually abusing her in his matrimonial home while his wife Abouk was away with their children. In filing for divorce on the ground of infidelity, the actress also sought the court to grant her more than half of the player's fortune. However, it was discovered that the Moroccan star had no assets in his name, as all of his properties are registered in the name of his mother, Mrs. Fatima. Hakimi reportedly registered all his assets and properties under the name of his mother, so legally, the Moroccan football star is basically worth nothing. A report stated, and I read, Ashraf Hakimi's wife had taken him to court for a divorce case and wanted them to separate the assets and divide them in court. When the divorce took place and they agreed to share the assets, they realized Ashraf Hakimi had no assets. Ashraf Hakimi had put all his fortune in his mother's name a long time ago. His wife had been hoping to get a great percentage of the player's estimated £70 million fortune. Hakimi currently earns around £1 million per month with PSG, but 8% of that sum is paid to his mother's account. Hakimi has a mother who became popular at the last World Cup when Hakimi went to the stands after a game to kiss her on the forehead. Note that Hakimi met his wife, a Spanish actress of Tunisian and Libyan descent, in 2018 while he was earning £84,000 per month as a Real Madrid player who was sent on loan to Borussia Dortmund, and currently Hakimi earns £1.2 million per month in PSG. He was only 19 years old when they met, while the wife was 31 years old, meaning she is 12 years older than the player. Varying reaction trade the reports, with many calling to mind the several football stars who have gone broke after going through an unpleasant divorce process, and in this video we bring to you some footballers who went broke after a painful divorce. And number one on our list, Emmanuel Adebayor, the former Arsenal defender, is a famous name when footballers who went broke after divorce are mentioned. It was reported in 2017 that the Ivorian lost all his money and properties to his wife after their divorce. In 2017, the Ivorian football star was involved in a legal battle with former wife Aurelia. It ended up with him giving up some of his assets. The UK Mirror then quoted him as saying he was poor and homeless. The player, who made millions playing for the Gunners, Galatasaray amongst others, told Sunday Mirror that his wife at that time, Aurelia, went with all his assets after the painful divorce. A boy also said he had no contact with his children, 14-year-old Clara and 12-year-old Meva, at the time. In an interview, he said, and I quote, "I can't afford the money to continue to have any lawyer or barrister. I am in the house, but I am scared because I don't know what time the police will come. Sometimes I shut off the lights because I don't want people to know that I am inside. I put everything behind the door. My own house. I suffered to buy my house, but I am now scared. I am not going to sell my clothes or sell what I have. I will fight until the end because it is not fair." Although the player later debunked reports that he was broke, saying he may have been misunderstood from the interview. Many years later, he said, and I quote, "When people say Emmanuel Adebayor lost everything, it's not nice. Yes, I had a divorce and the court said my wife won. They gave her all my properties, my 2 houses, money and the cars that I had in England. But I wasn't worried about it because I expected that she was going to use it to take care of my children." When the court said that, I was very disappointed, and to be honest, for the first time, I was very down, but after that, I prayed and forgot about all of that. In Turkey, I earned 8 million euros. I sent 7 million back home. Whatever she tells me to sign, I sign. That was the word of the player. The former Arsenal football player again rubbish claims that he is broke. In an interview with Modern Ghana, he said, and I quote, "I have properties in Ghana. I have properties in my own country, Ivory Coast. I live comfortably and I thank God." This was after he tried debunking claims that he was totally broke, even though he forfeited some of his properties or all of his properties in England to his ex-wife. A boy later remarried his childhood sweetheart, Stephanie Bode, when he returned to Ivory Coast after the painful divorce. It should be noted that he broke up with Stephanie Bode after he had moved to Europe, but at the end of the day, he came back to her. This is a typical example of destiny can be delayed but not denied. And the second on our list is Asamoah Gyan of Ghana. A former captain of the Black Stars of Ghana, Gyan played for Sunderland, Udinese and other clubs in Europe. In 2018, the footballer and musician was declared broke in a report by the Mirror. Gyan was reported to have had just £600 in his name after his wife filed for a divorce. Asamoah Gyan declared he had only £600 in his bank account when his wife filed for a divorce. Also, he had his properties in his brother's name, so she couldn't get any of them. I think he was as smart as Hakimi. And next on our list is David James. Former England goalkeeper David James reportedly lost £3 million following his divorce from ex-wife Tanya. David was declared bankrupt in 2014 despite earning around £20 million from a football career that spanned 26 years. The former England goalie played for top clubs including Liverpool, Watford, Aston Villa, Manchester City and West Ham. David went on to feature in the Strictly Dance floor before settling for football pundit duties. Other high-profile divorce cases involving football players include Cheryl and Ashley Cole, Ryan and Stacey Giggs, Thierry Henry and Nicole Mary, who he paid £8 million.
Some months ago, in April 2023 to be precise, 36-year-old Tunisian-born Spanish actress Hiba Abouk filed for a divorce with her Moroccan footballer husband Ashraf Hakimi, and it was rumored that the actress was asking for half of the footballer's fortune as divorce settlement, a fortune of over £70 million. But it was later discovered that the footballer has nothing to his name, as all of his assets and earnings are registered in his mother's name. Although it was later reported that the news and entire story was fake, a French journalist and sports reporter, Chris Vendes, who spoke out against the rumor, said it was fake and it wouldn't be possible for Hakimi to put all of his properties in his mother's name. But this was just the journalist's opinion and side of view. Hakimi and his estranged wife never came out to refute the claim, and his mom was being diplomatic in her reply when asked about the whole situation.